We might still be over a month away from WrestleMania, but this hasn't stopped WWE from announcing the location for SummerSlam. What is going on out there, world? It's your boy Tommy on the spot for Watch Along Wrestling. Hopefully everyone is doing well and staying safe. You know, right around this time of year, WWE starts to pull out some breaking news here middle of the day. So I always try to keep an eye as to what's going on their social media accounts. I'm really expecting Hall of Fame news any day now, as we're about 6 weeks out from WrestleMania. And today they did give us some breaking news, but it was not about the Hall of Fame. Rather, it was about SummerSlam, as WWE announced that the biggest party of the summer will be held live at Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan on August the 5th. That is a Saturday night. Obviously, this is huge news. WWE has a ton of history in Detroit, dating way back to the biggest WrestleMania to this date that's ever been, WrestleMania 3, Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant live in the Pontiac Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan, just outside of Detroit. And then WWE obviously returned for one of the biggest gates. It might be the biggest, I wouldn't say gate, biggest buy rate rather, for all of the WrestleManias. WrestleMania 23 featuring the Battle of the Billionaires, Umaga with Vince McMahon in his corner against Bobby Lashley with Donald Trump in his corner, with obviously the loser of that match's Billionaire getting shaved bald. So a lot of history in Detroit for WWE, and that WrestleMania 23 was held in Detroit, Michigan. So for WWE to return for a stadium show, SummerSlam, that they've been really building up, I'd say over the last 2 years or so, WWE has really been kind of graduated SummerSlam right up there with WrestleMania and even exceeding the Royal Rumble in terms of where their locations are. Rumble has been held more inside of baseball stadiums. SummerSlam, starting with SummerSlam 2021, was held at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. I was actually there. You can see my vlog from there in the archives. And then last year, SummerSlam was held at Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee. And the thought coming out of that, was that WWE was so happy with everything that took place in Nashville that their thought process was actually to continue to go to Nashville. Maybe somewhat similarly, at least that was the rumors that were out there, similar to how they did with SummerSlams for a number of years, emanating out of LA. I think it was from 2009 through 2014. And then SummerSlam was held right here in the Barclays Center from 2015 through 2018. So it always felt like WWE was maybe looking for that location, Nashville, huge party city. But instead, out of nowhere, WWE announces they are going to Detroit. And the announcement that was made today, it seems like a lot of politicians in the Detroit market were very happy about landing SummerSlam. And it seems to have me thinking that cities are starting to bid on some of the secondary shows for WWE, something like a SummerSlam or a Royal Rumble. You'd heard for many years that cities have put in their bid for WrestleMania. It's great. It's swarming in terms of the economic impact that it has on that city. So I was interested to see that. I hadn't heard that in the past, but it seems like cities are now bidding maybe for any of the WWE shows because of the impact and everything that comes along with these big shows. Obviously, this past year when they had SummerSlam, they had a superstore in town. Undertaker did his one Dead Man show. And so there's a lot that comes into it. WWE has outsourced a lot of their travel packages to on-the-spot location, or on location, I think it's called. So they don't have details on that just yet. Well, those are pretty standard. It's usually like you just get, that's how you guarantee a good seat, and you get like one or two extras thrown in based on the pricing point as to how you go. WWE was doing this in-house for a long period of time, and there'd actually be some really fun types of packages they put together for you. But with on-location handling, it seems relatively standard stuff. So August 5th, WWE doing SummerSlam back in August after doing it in July. But again, it's early August. It's right in the middle of the summer. Makes a lot of sense to do it. And I always get really excited when you start hearing this type of stuff, when not only now are you having stadium shows for WrestleMania, but you just had one for the Rumble. WrestleMania is 2 days. They're going to be filling in a huge stadium there in LA. Now, obviously, SummerSlam in a stadium. And then you also have the shows that take place in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So these types of shows, they're presented this way. It makes it feel like such a bigger deal, and I always really appreciate that. And it's just exciting to see a wrestling show in a stadium. That'll never be old to me. You know, I remember seeing multiple WrestleManias at the Arrowhead Pond in Anaheim, random buildings, and now to see them graduated to stadiums, it's exciting, and I'm excited for it. You know, Ford Field, for me, I was just watching WrestleMania 23. And the history and everything, and I was always wondering, like, is WWE planning to return to Detroit at any time it doesn't jump out at me as a destination city you'd necessarily want to go to, the likes that they've done for New Orleans or for Los Angeles, even New York City, even though I think New York's a little disjointed for a big Wrestlemania show, but it's still New York City. So at the end of the day, here we are, another big show coming back to Detroit, and I'm excited for it. I don't anticipate that I'll go to it live, but if you are going to go, I think it's a lot of fun, and hopefully they'll do some cool deals there, building up some of that WrestleMania 3 history. So in any event, what are you looking forward to about SummerSlam's big announcement here? Come into Ford Field, let me know in the comment section, and we'll be back here in the next video.